I spent another 2 hours or more with Gemini for one simple thing. I'm not going to go into detail, but that was like additional problems that I see and confirming the way AI function is, provided the question they can answer, provided the setting that you are in. They have to start from that. But it's very much narrow-minded in my view, not learning the lesson, going through the CAPD, check, act, plan, do, and I confirm that over and over. I have posted the video and also Google Doc explaining how things are happening and getting more views, impressions. So people are starting to realize probably the pain they may also have, to how to deal with the situation. Like I said elsewhere, it's like a missing communication between top management and the shop floor. My work, I did 40 years. I talked at the top management, middle management, different department, and at the shop floor level to see how that bottleneck is created and cause the process of management not going well. I did that for 40 years in different countries, different industry, and I was a catalyst for that change. I see the same symptom happening. I even posted a few videos about what I did with my books, like a Toyota production system, lean, continuous improvement, Kaizen, mini company, glass wall management, total quality management, and listening to our heart. That's the third book, with Dalai Lama's foreword. All of that I shared was for the organization, the companies typically, but right now the same symptom is happening in how the AI is driving the business and causing pain, probably in the business as well as especially for those who use them at the shop floor, the ground level. That's us. My case was a Google account and hacking and how convoluted things can go. That simple, well, it may not be simple, but just processing was not simple for me to follow. So I have to go back and forth, and I took maybe 50, how do you call that, snapshot to explain each of the step I go and what problem I see and all that. And still they make the mistake. So this is pointing lack of attention to fix the problem found at the shop floor. And the AI says it's developers to figure this out. So I asked more questions, and I may not go into detail here, but it's not promising. The symptom is not good, from especially comparing to what I did do with the organization and how similar it is that I see in AI implementation. Lots of top-down, just tell you what to do, and people say just tell me what to do, but things don't get done. Not always. If the problem is simple, what AI can do is that if the setting is clear, what to do is not that difficult. It's good, actually. But if there's nuances of how the history is repeating and not following the CAPD, check, act, plan, do, the basics of Kaizen, continuous improvement. They call it plan, do, check, act, but it should be check, act, plan, do, because you don't plan unless you check what's going on. So you will always start to check whatever the situation as it is, and then move forward. So that's time and energy consuming, and my eyes are tired. I have dry eye, and I spend 2 hours glaring, display, looking at the computer display. And sick and tired, so I went out for a walk. So here's another story. That I was exercising with the pipe sticking out to stretch my back, and someone passed by, so as I start to walk, we start to talk with that guy, maybe 37 years old, and he looked local. So I asked, and he said, I look local too. And he said, the reason is that typical people, visitors, do not do the exercise like I was doing, using the pipe sticking out somewhere. So we had an interesting conversation, and I realized that it's not the words and logic, but intuition, compassion, and different frame of mind. It's like a climate, microclimate. Some people are, let's call it tourist climate. Others are foreigners visiting to the backpackers climate. And the local people has its own climate, mini climate, and whatever the word that they use. So if you are in one climate, habitual pattern, that will be the protocol of how you process information that can be efficient. But if you go to the other climate, like the top management to go to middle management on the shop floor, they may be confused. But they shouldn't be. The management should be comprehensible, and things get resolved with the basic principle like Kaizen or CAPD, check, act, plan, do. So basically, that's just a reflection of what's going on in modern day world, and my days or years, 40 years of spending with the organization for change, transforming, has to be done, continued. And then in this AI environment, has to be done. I'll post some references perhaps in the description. I just want to share this because environment is changing, weather is changing, our situation will change. How can we be flexible? My being in this backpackers is part of that reason. I found the atmosphere here different from the tourists and different from the local people. But it's good to know that. Then you can triangulate and figure out what path may be appropriate. So I'm age 77. I may decide not to go to California because the climate there seems to be changing quite a bit. And I may go to New Zealand from here. So whatever happens, I would adjust. And for that to happen, I'll keep doing my own CAPD and posting how I'm living my life with a hope for myself to self-improve, and for those others who may watch may find something interesting. The idea is, may all beings be happy. Breaking the barriers, simplify, combine, eliminate. The process has to be streamlined. We need to use, hopefully, a common language instead of different dialogues for each local, group of people, different setting and all that, so that we can understand with each other and hope accomplish, may all beings be happy.